So just focus on the current moment in time, the body in space. And then as you sit up really, really tall, take the full body scan from the crown of your head all the way up through the tips of your toes. And just notice any points of tightness, tension, soreness through the body. Send a little extra breath there throughout your practice. And allow the seat to be really, really heavy as you feel the ground press all the way back up into your seat. And then feel the navel draw up and in towards the spine. Send breath into the spaces in between each vertebra as you sit up that much taller. And just continue to feel the low belly tone up. You have your mula, your Uddiyana bandhas, those start to engage. Allow both sides of the waist to grow really tall all the way up towards the sky as you draw the shoulders up, back, then down away from your ears. Feel a sense of broadness through the chest. And allow the heart to float up towards the ceiling as you pull the base of your skull back. Just allow the shoulders to stack directly over the hips. And then see what the breath cadence is like. Check in with that. Whether it's fast, whether it's smooth, whether it's shallow, somewhere in between. Just notice. As always, we'll sync up the breath cadence together through 3 cleansing rounds of breath. So to start, take a deep exhale, empty out all the air. And 3 rounds of breath together. Take a deep inhale, fill it from the very base of your belly. Open mouth, exhale. 2 more. Big inhale into the lungs, expand the ribcage. Open mouth, exhale. Beautiful. 1 more. Deep inhale into the chest, collarbones, head. Open mouth, exhale. And in these final few moments, we'll set an intention for practice. So if it feels authentic to you, both hands towards heart center. And just begin to draw inwards. And notice whatever it is that's going on with the physical, mental, emotional body. And just allow this practice to be of supportive service as always. It's here for you anytime, anywhere. And acknowledge whatever it is that you're needing or wanting out of this practice. And use those things that kind of shape your intention. And whatever your intention might be alongside the breath, allow it to guide your practice. Now 1 more round of breath together just to share our collective intentions. Deep inhale breath. Smooth exhale breath. Whenever you feel ready, palms release, eyes blink open. Nice. All right, so from this seat, just sit up really, really tall. And then allow the soles of the feet to touch knees out really, really wide. So I'm not really concerned about a grip here, just more pressing the soles of the feet together and allowing gravity to passively bring the knees a little closer towards the ground. So you can either hold onto your ankles, big toes, if this feels particularly restrictive at this current moment, and just hands behind your hips, just support the spinal column. Beautiful, awesome. 1 more deep breath. And then make your way back towards center. Right, just Upavishta Konasana, seated wide angled forward bend. So allow both legs to come to opposite ends of the room. And as you sit up really, really tall, nice lengthen through both sides of the waist. Yeah. And then either you're supporting the spinal column, hands behind your hips, any amount of bend into your knees that you need to do, or hands forward. You can start to crawl, hinge at the hips, any amount. But just maintain the length of the spine. There you go. 1 more deep, full rounds of breath. Smooth inhale. Smooth exhale. And then make your way all the way back up. Nice. Go ahead and bring your left shin in towards your groin, and then right shin either stacks on top or in front. And then arms extend all the way up and overhead, reach up. And then exhale, twist on over towards your right. Just allow the finger pads to draw down. And then fold down towards your right knee, your right thigh. If it feels good, you can start to shift weight forward, rather from side to side, left to right, right to left. And then feel the left sit bone lift ever so slightly. And then make your way back towards center, arms extend all the way up. And then any amount of hinge at your hips, just allow the finger pads to come down. Do your best to pull the shoulder heads back a bit so the chest comes forward, and then fold down. Ever so slightly, just feel the pelvis tilt forward a bit. So the sit bones might lift, that's totally fine. And then make your way back towards center, arms extend all the way up. And then twist on over towards your left. Allow the finger pads to draw down. Drape your chest down over towards the left knee, left thigh. And right sit bone might lift. And if you did the other side, just start to rock left, right, left just a bit. Awesome. And then slowly make your way back towards center. Nice. And then go ahead and switch orientation. So right shin a little closer towards your groin. Either left shin stacks on top or is in front of the right shin. Same thing, arms extend all the way up and overhead. And exhale, twist on over towards your right, fold down. Allow the finger pads to come down. And a little bit of spinal rotation, side body lengthening through the left side of your waist. And then put the finger pads, or rather put pressure into the finger pads. Let's rock just a bit. Side to side, left, right. Beautiful. Come back towards center. Arms extend all the way up. And then once more, hinge at your hips. Allow the finger pads to come down. So I'm not expecting a super deep fold. It's still very, very early in class. And then just notice the difference between how it felt when the right shin was further away. Awesome. Make your way back towards center. And then once more, arms extend up. Twist on over towards your left. Allow the finger pads to draw down. Fold down towards the left knee, left thigh. And same gentle rocks. All right, slowly make your way back towards center. And then make your way to all fours, your tabletop position. So allow the shoulders to stack over the wrists and then hips to draw over the knees. Ace, from here, I want you to take your right ankle just behind the left knee. And then you'll start to shift your weight back onto the calf. So this is a little bit of self-trigger point therapy. It might feel pretty intense. So the more you sit your hips back, the more intense this will be. So you're using that ankle bone, your malleolus, to just get into your calf. So start to rock from left, right, right, left. This will feel like a lot, especially if the calves haven't been given a lot of love or you haven't rolled them out in a bit. I tend to do this once every quarter because this is pretty intense. And then the more that you shift your weight onto your finger pads forward, the less intense this will be. And then come back onto your hands and just slide your ankle a little further down, a little closer towards the meatier part of your calf, and then sit back. So you'll start to rock from left, right, right, left just a bit. So the more pressure you put on the finger pads, the more that you shift weight forward, the less intense this will be. The more you sit upright, shift more weight towards the hips, towards the heel, the more intense this will be, yeah. Beautiful. Take one more deep breath. And then come back to all fours. Remove your right ankle and then we'll switch sides. So go ahead and bring your left ankle behind the left knee crease, or rather the right hip crease, my apologies. And then sit your weight back. So you'll get into the calf. Once more, just start to rock your hips left, right, right, left. So once more, you're using that ankle bone, that bony part, just to kind of get into the muscle fibers of your right calf. And the more you shift weight back, oh gosh, this is really intense. And alternatively, you can decrease the intensity by shifting more weight forward, coming onto your hands. Just one more breath here. And then come back to your hands, slide your ankle towards the medial calf of medial part of your calf, sit your weight back. And you can adjust as necessary, either shift weight back, shift weight forward. And just rock from left, right, right, left a few times. Beautiful. All right. Slowly come all the way back onto your hands and knees, back to center, all fours. Then extend the right leg back behind you, but keep the toes curled under. And just simply rock forward, back, forward, back. So as you shift weight back, see if you can drive your heel a little closer towards the ground, so get into your calf. This is a nice counter action for when we just kind of loosened up the muscle fibers a little bit with our ankle bone. All right, come to stillness. Still keep your right foot as is. Go ahead and elevate the right leg all the way up. Nice, keep the low belly firm. Tap the right toes down, press into the ground. Lift your left knee to nose. Lower the left shin down. Lift the right heel. Tap the right toes down. Press into the ground. Left knee to nose. Nice. Left shin lowers. Right leg lifts. Tap the right toes down. Press into the ground. Left knee to nose. One more time. Lower the left shin down. Lift the right heel. Tap the right toes down. Press into the ground. Left knee to nose. Hold. Now can you draw the left leg all the way up and back? Exhale, bend at your left knee, stack your hips. Nice, take circles, shakes, wiggles here. Get into the left hip as you peel the left outer hip up towards the ceiling. Nice, left leg up and back. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Nice, tent up through the fingertips, gaze forward, chest forward. And then exhale, draw the hips up and back, straighten through the left leg, fold. We'll do this 2 more times, rebend through the left knee. And then exhale, shift the hips back. Once more, inhale, rebend through the left knee. Then exhale, shift the weight back, hold here. As you hold here, walk your right foot in a bit and then turn the toes out about 45-ish degrees. So we'll call this 2 o'clock. Tense up through the finger pads, or if you have books, blocks, grab those. Place them underneath your palms. Keep a really long spinal column. Drag the heels a little closer together to meet each other in the middle without actually moving the feet. Nice, 1 more deep breath. And then rebend through the left knee, hands flat to the mat, and just make your way back, high plank. From your high plank, lower the knees, come back, all fours, tabletop. We'll do the other side, so left leg behind you, keep the toes curled under. And you'll simply just shift weight forward, back, and same other side. You're driving the heel down towards the ground so you get into your left calf. Beautiful. Just a few more rocks like this. See how much weight you can shift back as you transition back. And then begin to make your way towards stillness. Flatten through the palms. Elevate the left heel. Keep the low belly firm. Tap the left toes down, press into the ground. Lift your right knee to nose, curl it. Nice. Lower the right shin down, lift the left heel. Then tap the left toes down, press into the ground, right knee to nose. 2 more. Lower the right shin down, lift the left heel. Tap the left toes down, press into the ground, right knee to nose. Lower the right shin down, left leg up and back. This time press into the ground, right knee to nose, hold. Then extend the right leg all the way up and back. Exhale, bend at the right knee, stack your hips. So begin to take circles, shakes, wiggles on this side. And then feel the right heel when we kick the left glute. Beautiful. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Tent up through the fingertips or blocks, books underneath your palms, chest forward. Exhale, shift the hips up and back, straighten through the right. 2 more, rebend through the right knee. Exhale, shift the hips back. Beautiful. 1 more. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, shift the hips back, hold. Set up for your pyramid. Left foot in. Turn the toes out to about 10-ish, 11-ish o'clock. And like you did on the other side, just lead with a really long spinal column. So crown of the head reaches forward, then down. You see where it is that you might be rounding through the spine. So perhaps it's the case that you're not folding down as deep, but you'll still feel the sensations. Drag the heels to meet each other without actually moving your feet. And you have 1 more smooth breath. All right, go ahead and rebend through the right knee. Hands flat to the mat. And then step back, high plank. From your high plank, take a big inhale breath. And then exhale, draw the hips up and back, downward facing dog. I will do 2 more like this. Inhale, glide forward, crown of the head reaches forward. Actively press the ground away. And then exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice, 1 more just like this. Inhale, glide forward, crown of the head reaches forward, press, press, press. This time lower our knees all the way down to your belly. So keep your hands where they are. Inhale, lift just your chest, Cobra, Bhujangasana. So broaden through the chest, pull the shoulder heads back. Keep the bend into your elbows as you hug that in. And then exhale, lower. Once more, we'll add on. Come in towards your Cobra, lift just your chest. So squeeze your inner thighs, your glutes. Dig the pelvis down. Keep your hands where they are. Now lift your legs. So Shalabhasana, locust variation. Keep the hug of your elbows in towards your rib cage. Lift up through the chest. Keep the spinal column long though. And then exhale, undo it. Okay, so begin to tuck your toes. And then press up to a tabletop. Shift the hips back. Then exhale, draw the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a smooth inhale breath. And smooth exhale breath. Beautiful. Inhale, gaze forward. Then exhale, feet to meet your hands, come to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, press firmly through both feet. And then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Nice. Find a halfway lift, look forward, lengthen. Then exhale, deepen the fold. We'll switch it up from your upward, going towards your upward facing salute. I want you to curl your chin in towards your chest, then vertebra by vertebra, slowly rise all the way up. Yeah, feel this. And then come all the way to standing. And then as we fold forward, we'll go back the way we came. Curl the chin in towards the chest, round through the upper back. Draw everything in, take a bend into your knees. And then hands touch the ground, fingertips touch the ground. Halfway lift, keep a long spine. Then exhale, fold forward. We'll try this one more time. Keep a soft bend into your knees. Curl your chin in toward your chest. Vertebra by vertebra, lift all the way up to standing. So come to your upward facing salute. Really nice. Then exhale, we'll go back the way we came. Curl your chin in towards your chest. Feel the navel draw in. And then everything curls in. Take a bend into your knees. Fold all the way down, fingertips, palms touch the ground. Halfway lift, inhale. And then exhale, fold forward. One more time. Keep a bend into your knees. Curl your chin in, vertebra by vertebra, rise all the way up. Nice, coming to standing. And then curl your chin in towards your chest. And then keep a bend into your knees. Come to your forward fold, a little more somatic movement, a little slower. This time, halfway lift, sweep the palms back like you would for Shalabhasana, locust. Then exhale, fold forward. Plant your hands, step back once more, high plank. Nice, big inhale breath. Exhale, lower all the way down. Nice, keep the same cobra, lift just your chest. You got little to no weight here. Keep the bend into your elbows, hug it in. And then exhale, release. Now once more, that Shalabhasana variation. Keep the palms as is. Lift your chest, now lift your legs. Hug the rib cage in. Feel the palms drag towards the ribs, ribs forward. Then exhale, undo it. Nice, begin to tuck your toes, press up to a tabletop. Then shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Go ahead and extend your right leg up and back behind you. Now, tent up through the left fingertips. See if you can draw the left palm up in the air. And find a little bit of core stability here. You got it. And then right toes down, left palm back. Once more, right leg up and back. Little bit of a variation here. Pick up the left palm. Now, walk the left fingertips all the way back towards your left foot. Perhaps you flip your palm, and then the toes face the, your fingertips face the toes. Continue to press, maintain your balance. And then set the left palm down, right toes down. Beautiful. Inhale, right leg up and back once more. Then exhale, step your foot in between your hands, lower the left knee down. Inhale, low lunge, Ardha Anjaneyasana, arms reach and extend. Lift up and out of your waist. Then exhale, fold hands back flat to the mat. Step back to your high plank. Inhale, shift forward. And then exhale, your vinyasa. Use the full inhale for your back bend. And then full exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, pick up your right palm. And then see if you can sweep it all the way up and back into the air. So this is already really, really challenging for me as well. So I'm doing this with you. And then begin to set the right palm down, left toes down. Now, once more, but a little bit of a variation. left leg up and back. Tent up through the right fingertips. Now walk the right fingertips back, 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 back. So perhaps it's the right palm trying to meet the right toes. See if you can flip your palm. Fingertips face the toes. And then right palm back down, left toes back down. Awesome. Inhale, left leg up and back. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands, lower the right knee down. Inhale, low lunge, Ardha Anjaneyasana, arms reach and extend. So lift up and out of your waist. And then exhale, hands flat, step back. Vinyasa or straight to down dog. Up dog, cobra or locust. Exhale, draw the hips up and back, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, right leg up. Nice rock forward, one-legged plank. Kick the back wall away from you. And can you tent up through the fingertips? Keep the hips level, stay, or left palm hovers forward. One more breath. And then left palm down, right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Now look at your right foot, lift the right toes. Rise all the way up, high lunge. Keep the right toes lifted. So really stamp down through the ball mound heel of your foot. Arms extend all the way up. Now softly set the right toes all the way down. And then left palm down. Reach the right fingertips all the way up towards the ceiling. So keep the left hip nice and lifted. From here, scoot the left palm forward, wrist past the shoulder. Side plank, Vashisthasana, all the way over towards the left edge. So any variation that works for you, right foot halfway down the mat, or you can stagger your feet, stack the feet. Keep the pelvis nice and neutral. Big inhale, breath, press. Then exhale, you'll thread. Roll the right palm underneath the left rib cage. We got two more. Inhale, right palm reaches. Then exhale, thread. One more. Inhale, right palm reaches. Then exhale, thread. Awesome. Inhale, right palm up. Then exhale, right palm down, step back, optional vinyasa, or straight to a downward facing dog. Full inhale into your back bend. And full exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale, breath, fill it up. Smooth exhale, breath, let it go. Nice, one more deep inhale. And smooth exhale. Other side, inhale, left leg extends. And then exhale, let's go ahead and come to a one-legged plank. My apologies here. From your one-legged plank, tent up through the right fingertips. So keep the hips level. And then perhaps stay or hover the right palm forward. So hips want to lift. They want to come off kilter. Here's where that core stability comes in. One more breath. And then everything down. Left leg up and back. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands. I want you to look at your left foot. Lift the left toes off the ground. So stamp your foot into the ground past your ground. So those really will get into the left leg. Go ahead and lift your torso. Arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling. Reach, reach, reach. Feel that left leg engage. Now slowly peel the left toes all the way down. High lunge. And then set the right palm down. Left fingertips all the way up towards the ceiling. So lift. Beautiful. Nice. As you actively press the ground away from you, feel the left shoulder draw a little further back. Then Vashisthasana, side plank to your right. Scoot the right palm, wrist past your shoulder. Any leg variation that works for you. So left foot halfway down, ankles stacked, stagger. Take a big inhale, breath, lift up. Then exhale, you'll take an oblique twist. Left palm underneath the right rib cage. Two more. Inhale, left palm reaches. And then exhale, you'll thread. Beautiful. One more. Inhale, left palm reaches. And exhale, thread. Fabulous. Inhale, left palm up. And then exhale, left palm down, step back. You have an optional vinyasa or hips up and back, straight to a downward facing dog. Use the full inhale in your back bend. Full exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, right leg up and back. And then exhale, draw your right knee over towards your right tricep. Can you slide it over towards your left? Nice. Keep the knee lifted up towards your left armpit. Listen. Go ahead and kick the right foot all the way out, but don't let it touch the ground. Now begin to hover the left palm all the way up towards the ceiling, and then spin the left foot flat. Keep lifting up through the right leg. You got it, you got it, you got it. Nice, left palm down, right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Nice, turn and ground the left foot flat. Rise all the way up, come into a warrior two. Arms reach all the way up and out like wings. So feel the feet widen, wrists over the ankles. That's how broad your stance is. And then feel the fronts of the hips, inner hips. Now take a big inhale, reach forward until you can't. Extended side angle on your right, so allow the left tricep to frame your left ear. Right forearm to top of the right thigh. If you've got a book block, you can place your palm over there. But continue to keep the left shoulder drawing up and back in space. Now stay here if this works for you, or begin to hover the right palm forward. Feel as if you're holding an imaginary ball overhead. Make your obliques work. So the core is the 360 degrees around, not just the front abdominals. One more breath. And then press through the left foot, rise all the way up, warrior two. Reach forward slightly, tip up and back, your reverse warrior. Now you got a little to no weight here, your backhand or half binds. Nice, make your way back towards your warrior two. Now from here, I've been playing with this half bind, or rather half moon entry, how different it is. Place your left hand to your left hip, keep the right palm reaching. I want you to scoot the left foot in a considerable amount, so you've got a really, really small warrior two. From here, lean weight forward, shift weight forward. So you're taking the knee past the right ankle. Squeeze your left butt. See if you can just float your left leg. Tilt it up. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Now peel the left hip up. So you've got the navel snapping in towards your spine. That's how engaged your low belly is. And then kick the back wall away from you. Crown of the head reaches forward. One more breath. Nice. First, bend your knee deeply, then allow the left foot to come all the way down, warrior two. Nice, you got it, Jesse. Big inhale. And then exhale, circle the palms down, step back. You have a vinyasa here if you want it, or straight to down dog is cool. Up dog, cobra, locust, sphinx. Exhale, shift the hips up and back. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. All right, inhale, left leg extends. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Turn and ground your right foot flat. Rise all the way up. Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Arms reach all the way up and out. Now from this warrior 2, check your stance. First time here on this left side. Keep it nice and wide. I really want you to get into the inner hips. Now take a big inhale breath. Reach forward until you can't. Extended side angle on your left. Left forearm, top of inside left thigh. Right tricep frames your right ear. Once more, if you got a book, block, you can place your palm onto that, to the outside of your ankle. And then elongate through the entire right side body. And stay here if this is plenty. Or begin to hover the left palm forward. I want you to use your oblique strength. Keep the torso hovering off your left thigh. And just continue to press weight, especially through the baby toe edge of your right foot. You got one more breath. Then press through your right foot, rise all the way up, warrior two. Reach forward slightly, tip up and back, reverse warrior. So keep the duck lunge, the depth into your left knee. Reach all the way up and back, up and back. And then transition back, come to your warrior two. From your warrior two, right hand to your right hip. And then shorten your stance. So find a really, really tiny warrior two. Left palm continues to hover forward, shift weight forward. Take the knee past the ankle. Squeeze your right glute so much and then float the right leg, tilt it up. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So you got a sturdy water bottle, book, block. You can place the left palm there, like I'm doing. And then peel the right hip all the way up. Kick the back wall away from you. Perhaps the right palm hovers all the way up. And maintain the balance. Stamp your left foot into the ground, past the ground. And then first bend your left knee deeply. Allow the right leg just to float softly back, warrior two. A smooth inhale, breath. And then exhale, circle the palms down, step back. You have a vinyasa here if you want it, or straight to down dog is always cool. Yeah, full inhale into your back bend. And then full exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Okay, take a deep inhale, breath, fill it up. Smooth exhale, breath, let it go. You got one more big inhale. And smooth exhale. All right, inhale, right leg extends all the way up and back. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. This time you'll come in towards a warrior one. Left foot in, turn the toes out about 45-ish, 30-ish degrees. Arms lift all the way up and out like wings, rather all the way up towards the ceiling. Sweep them out, then up. Yeah. Nice. Keep the lunge into your right knee, lift up and out of your waist. And then begin to sweep the palms back behind you. Tip your torso forward about 45 degrees. As you do this, I want you to squeeze the triceps, hug the rib cage in tightly. Then go ahead and swivel onto the left ball mound of your foot. Yeah. So as you come high onto the left toes, you're welcome to stay here or launch off into your warrior 3 variation. So lift the left heel. Really nice. Continue to squeeze everything tightly, and then you feel the entire back body work to continue to lift your left leg. Take one more big breath, listen. Both hands begin to frame your right foot. Quick standing splits, nothing super, super big. So Shiva squats. You'll bend into your right knee, bend your left knee, bring the left knee just behind the right, heel towards your right glute. 2 more just like this. Lift through the left leg. And then exhale, bend and squat. Bring the left knee back behind you. If you want to challenge your balance, hands to heart. 2 more. Lift through the left leg. And then exhale, bend, Shiva squat. You got 1 more. Lift up through the left leg. Then exhale, bend and squat. Nice. Inhale, lift the left leg. And then set the left foot down to meet the right, fold forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, inhale. Then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sit down low, find your chair pose, Utkatasana, your fierce pose. Continue to draw the seat down and back, and then lower to Navasana, your boat pose. Lift up through the chest, lower Ardha Navasana, keep the shoulders hovering, lift the right leg all the way up. Press an imaginary wall, keep lifting, squeeze through the inner thighs. Big inhale, breath. Then exhale, switch. Right leg lowers, left leg lifts, keep pressing. Yeah, 2 more. Right leg lifts, lower the left, press, stay lifted. Lower the right, lift the left. You got 1 more. Lift the right, lower the left. Beautiful, lift the left, lower the right. Nice, this time just allow the left to meet the right, hold here so you've got this hollow body hold. Last 3, 2, and 1. Do whatever it takes, rise all the way up, boat pose. And then cross at your ankles, hands forward. Step back, optional vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. So we got the street cleaning here. Full inhale, back bend. And full exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a big inhale, breath, float up. And smooth exhale, breath, let it go. 1 more, please, deep inhale. And smooth exhale. Awesome. Inhale, left leg extends. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Nice. Rise up to a warrior 1. So adjust your stance, set the right foot in, and then lift all the way up and out. Beautiful. Continue to sink down low through the left knee. Then sweep the palms back behind you. Squeeze the triceps together. Tip your torso forward about 45 degrees, yeah? And then as you keep the squeeze through the inner thighs, swivel onto the right ball mound of your foot. Stay as you come high to the right toes or launch off the right leg. Come into your warrior 3 variation. So I want the chest lifted as opposed to diving down. We'll do that in a second. But maintain your balance as you squeeze through the inner thighs. You got 1 more big breath. Then everyone, a quick standing splits. Drive the head down, right leg up. It really doesn't have to come up super high. So you've got 4 Shiva squats, same thing that we did on the other side. As you bend into your left knee, bend your right knee, bring it back behind. See if you can draw your right heel towards your left glute. Yeah, 3 more. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, come to your Shiva squat. Beautiful. 1, 2 more. Inhale, right leg lifts. And then exhale, bend, Shiva squat. You got 1 more. Inhale, right leg lifts. Then exhale, bend, Shiva squat. Nice. Inhale, right leg up. And then exhale, right foot to meet the left. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, inhale. Then exhale, deepen the fold. Inhale, sit down low, find your chair pose, Utkatasana once more. You guessed it, more of that core work. Lower to Navasana, your boat pose. Yeah, take a big inhale breath, chest stays lifted. Then lower, Ardha Navasana, low boat. So we'll add twist this time. Right leg extends all the way up. Press an imaginary wall away from you. Now go ahead and twist on over towards your right. Make a firm point of contact with your left forearm to your right thigh. Press. Now lift the right shoulder a little more. Now switch sides. Left leg lifts. Twist. Notice the left shoulder. Keep it lifted. Press. Firm point of contact with the right forearm, left thigh. Nice. One more time each side. Right leg. Twist to the right. Lift up through the right shoulder. Nice. Lift the left, twist, press, lift through the left shoulder. Nice. Come back towards center. That same hollow body hold. Lift the shoulders, press, press, press. Then do whatever it takes. Rise up, come to your boat. This time we'll hold here 3. Lean back far enough. Chest stays lifted. 2. And then 1. Cross at your ankles. Hands forward. Step back. You have an optional vinyasa or straight to down dog. Up dog, cobra, locust, sphinx on your inhale. Downward facing dog on your exhale. Smooth inhale, breath, fill it up. And smooth exhale, breath, let it go. Nice, one more please, deep inhale. And smooth exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Turn and ground your left foot flat, rise all the way up, warrior 2 once more. Yeah, from your warrior 2, go ahead and straighten through the right leg. Reach forward until you can't anymore. Tick-tock your arms, come to north and south. Trikonasana, triangle. Yeah, lift up through the left palm, then create a side bend. I want you to reach the left palm all the way forward. Be light with your right palm wherever it rests. Yeah, left hip will have to peel down ever so slightly, but keep that length. Reach, reach, reach. Nice. Keep the right leg straight. Reverse warrior variation. So reverse triangle variation. My apologies. Keep the right leg straight. Reach up and back. Beautiful. Come back to your triangle. Turn and pivot the right foot to parallel with the left. Take a big inhale breath. Then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Prasarita Padottanasana. Standing wide-legged forward bend. As you drive the head down, lift the sit bones up. And take one more deep full rounds of breath here. Go ahead and bring your hands underneath your face. Look at your left foot, turn the left toes out, turn them out to about 30-ish, 45-ish degrees. Bend deeply into the left knee. Walk the hands back with you. Sink the hips down and back. Skandasana, lateral side lunge. So you got the range of motion, then you can sink the hips down. If you've got tighter hips, then you can always stay a little higher. It's not more or less if you can lower or further down or not. Just make sure the weight is even through your feet. So try to open up through the inner hip by shifting more weight towards the back of your foot, the baby toe edge of your foot. Add one more breath. And go ahead and walk your hands along the left long edge of your mat. Turn and pivot, come towards the top, hands frame your right foot. Now challenge here, can you allow the right leg to meet the left without moving your hips? Yeah, isolate that action. Shift forward, shoulders past the wrists. Exhale, chaturanga or lower all the way. Up dog, cobra or locust. Exhale, draw the hips up and back. Uddha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Smooth inhale. And smooth exhale. Nice left leg up and back. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Once more, turn and ground your right foot flat, rise all the way up, come into your warrior 2. So from this warrior 2, straighten through the left leg, reach forward through the left palm, and then exhale, arms tick-tocks to 12 and 6, Trikonasana. And once in your Trikonasana, reach the right palm all the way forward. So we want you to feel a side body stretch. Right hip will have to peel down just a bit. And then continue to reach. Be light with your left forearm so that your left oblique can work. Beautiful. Keep the left leg straight. Rise all the way up. Reach forward. Tip up and back. A reverse triangle. So getting into the left side body. Reach, reach, reach. Beautiful. Come back towards center. Keep the left leg straight. Turn and pivot the left foot to parallel with the right. You got a big inhale, broad, broad chest. Then exhale, fold forward. Prasarita Padottanasana, standing wide-legged forward bend. If you have the practice of Shirshasana 2, we've engaged through the abdominal wall a decent amount, so that's something that you can do. Dropping your head, keeping the bend into your elbows, and then you can shift weight onto your knees, and then when you feel ready, perhaps one leg lifts, then the other leg lifts. You come into your inversion. But this is also an option, not a necessity. I've not gone upside down in weeks, so this is kind of fun. And if you're inverted, slowly make your way back with control. And then feet back parallel. This time you look at the right foot, turn the right toes out, 30-ish, 45-ish degrees, hands underneath your face. And walk them towards the right foot, bend into the right knee, sink the hips down and back. And again, the expectation isn't that you're coming all the way into the fullest expression of Skandasana. We all have different ranges of motion inherently through the hips. Especially if you've been sitting a lot or you're working with tighter hips naturally, you can always come up a little higher. It's not any less of the posture. Wherever you are, weight into the baby toe edge of your foot. Feel the inner right hip groin muscles. And then hands back to the mat. Walk them along the right long edge. Hands will frame your left foot. And flatten through both palms. Same thing. Can you isolate the movement? Allow the left foot to meet the right without moving your hips. Now rock forward. Exhale your vinyasa. You got an up dog, cobra, or locust. Exhale, draw the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. You just begin to take 4 full rounds of breath here in your down dog. So just begin to notice the breath cadence. Maintain control of the breath. Keep it nice and steady. So we've been doing a lot of rigorous work here. Where is the breath? Continue to keep it nice and steady. One more smooth full round. Really nice. All right, so draw the right leg up and back behind you. And then exhale, set up like you would for pigeon. So keep the right shin hovering. Lower the right shin down, lower the left knee down, but I'll have us move in towards something called 90-90 legs. So you'll just bend your left knee, draw your left heel towards your glute. So that way you've got 2 number 7s with your legs. So the left sit bone will be lifted from here. So in this pigeon variation, draw the arms all the way up and overhead. And then I want you to rotate your torso all the way over towards the right. So go ahead and I'll face you. So rotate the torso all the way over towards the right. Bring your hands to the outside of your outer right hip. Now you'll start to feel a lot of spinal rotation here. If this is plenty, this is where you stay. Otherwise, you'll continue to walk your hands a little further towards the right. So you might almost come towards the back of your mat if you have a super flexible spine and a very, very open side body. But otherwise, hang out on your palms. You got books. You can lower your forearms onto or all the way down to your forearms. But a little bit of a stretch to the front left hip as well. Release control of the head, neck, shoulders as you start to decelerate the breath. Take one more smooth full round. Nice. If you're lowered onto your forearms, rise all the way up to your palms. And then from here, keep the leg shape. And then straighten through the left leg, set up for pigeon. So either you're hanging out in the back bend or you're adding the forward bend. If this is not working for your right knee, or right hip for that matter, you can do this seated or reclined. So you're seated figure 4 or reclined figure 4. Seated figure 4 just looks like right ankle up and over the left thigh seated, or this on its back. But 3 deep full rounds of breath just to feel the outer right hip. If you notice any imbalance, i.e. all the weight is collapsed over towards the right side. See if you can actively drive more weight towards the left side. Keep it nice and even. Beautiful. One more smooth breath here. And then rise all the way up to your palms. If you're on your back or seated, stay there. And then tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, right leg up and back. Shake it out. Downward facing dog. Alright, left leg up and back. Set up like you would for pigeon. Hover the left shin, then lower the right knee down. Then set the left knee down. And then go ahead and bend at your right knee. Draw your right heel towards your glutes. And once more, you've got this 90-90 shape with your legs. Alright, so my back will be facing towards you. Lengthen through both sides of your waist, lift up. And then twist on over towards your left. Set your hands to the outside of your outer left hip. And so this is already enough for me, so I'm just going to hang out here. And then a little bit of a stretch to the front right hip as well. So you have your option, stay lifted, or if you got book or block, lower your forearms onto that, or all the way down to your forearms. And then just notice the breath cadence, see where it's at. Hopefully it's a little slower by now. Take one more big breath. And rise up to your palms if you're lower. And walk your hands back towards the top of your mat. And you'll simply just straighten the right leg. Shift your pelvis back towards center. Arrive in your pigeon. And once more, if this is not working for you on this particular side, you have your options. And then add the forward bend if you did so other side, keeping the weight even through both sides of the hips. And then just notice this side in comparison to the right, see how that feels. And continue to breathe nice and steady. Nice, last deep full round here. And then as you're ready, rise all the way up to your palms. If you're on your back or seated, meet us back in a down dog. Tuck the right toes with the right knee, left leg up and back, shake it out. Then downward facing dog as you're ready. Nice, inhale, gaze forward, take a bend into your knees. And then exhale, walk, step, hop. Top of your mat, halfway lifts. And then exhale, come all the way down to a seat. Extend your legs out long in front of you, Dandasana. I want you to walk your hands a considerable amount back, so it's kind of like you're hanging out at the beach or the park, and feel the shoulder blades squeeze. Fingertips will point out, so if we're looking at a clock with the feet being 12 o'clock, hands will point out to about 5 and 7, maybe a little more if you have a little more range of motion. And then squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the heart up, and then tip your head back any amount. So a little milder version of Matsyasana. I want you to feel the shoulder heads pulled back as the pecs get a little bit of a stretch here. And then continue to press the ground away from you as you drive your sit bones down, the shins down, the thigh bones down. Continue to lift, lift, lift. And then make your way back towards center. Keep the hands where they are, and then bend your knees. Yeah, as you bend your knees, you'll lift the pelvis, and then lift the rib cage, come into a reverse tabletop. You can adjust your hands as necessary, and then continue to squeeze through the inner thighs, glutes, and then slowly release, lower the hips back down. Nice. Now keep the legs out long. We'll do this one more time, but the variation on that, so a reverse plank. So hands will still point out, and then dig into both feet. Lift the legs, lift the thighs, lift the pelvis. See if you can flatten your feet down, press the ground away from you, shoulder heads pulled back, lift, 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 lift. And then slowly release. Really nice. Coming towards Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet to touch, knees out really wide. So like we did in the beginning of class. Yeah, sit up really tall. Prevent yourself from folding forward just yet. Alright, now go ahead and hinge at your hips any amount. So your spinal column has 4 primary movements: spinal extension, back bending, spinal flexion, kind of like forward bending. You can think about that as cat pose. Lateral flexion, so side bending, taking those standing side bends, low lunge side bends. And then spinal rotation, so twisting. And all of these work in conjunction with each other, but you kind of want to prevent this rubber banding action. So whenever you come from a back bend, especially a deep one like Urdhva Dhanurasana, drawing your knees in towards your chest isn't be all end all, but that's the opposite action, and that's not really something that you want to do. You want to do something more spinal neutralizing like Baddha Konasana, wide angled forward bend, or feet wide, not knees knocking in. Just to allow the spinal column to come back to its low back, mid back, upper back curve. Okay. Beautiful. Go ahead and rise all the way back up. That little anatomy knowledge for you there. Dandasana once more, your staff pose. So you can bend into your knees any amount. I'm going to place a blocker underneath my knees. Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend, arms extend up. And then exhale, fold forward, hinge. So you can think about this as Uttanasana, your standing forward bend. So just notice the spinal column. You wouldn't fold forward standing with a super rounded spine. So there's no reason for you to do that here seated. Think about engaging the upper back, keeping the chest leading forward and down, and just accommodating the hamstrings as necessary. So I'm taking a bend into my knees, supporting it with a block. The grip isn't necessary as well. Just feel the sensations here. You got one more. And then vertebra by vertebra, rise all the way up. Anyways, go ahead and swivel onto your mat facing one of the long edges. And then set up like you would for Upavishnu Konasana, seated wide angle forward bend. We'll take Janu Shirsasana, or Parivrita Janu Shirsasana. So revolves head to knee pose. Bend your right knee, draw your sole towards your groin. And then arms extend all the way up. Twist over towards your left, fold down towards the left shin. And then same thing, any amount of bend into your knee that you need to do. I'm getting into the right side body one more time. And then allow the chest to drive down into the space in between your legs. If you do have a deeper practice where you can drop the left forearm, grabbing the foot, and then peeling the chest open, that's also available to you as well. But these are all options. You have one more big breath. And then make your way back up towards center. And then we'll switch, release the right leg, bend your left knee, draw your sole towards your groin. Now sit up really tall, arms extend up. And then you'll twist on over towards the right, fold down towards your right shin. If you have a grip, great. If you don't, also great. Either bend your knee or just be reasonable with yourself. I'm not expecting the forehead to touch your knee. And then if you did the fuller expression, you can drop the right forearm down, grab a hold of your foot, and then peel the chest from underneath. So the left sit bone might lift, and that's totally fine. Nice. One more smooth breath here. And then make your way all the way back up towards center. Beautiful. And then left leg releases Once more, Upavishta Konasana. So sit up really, really tall. Allow the pelvis to tilt forward, and then any amount of hinge into your hips. So you can drop down to the forearms. If you have your books, your blocks, once more, you can support your forehead, your forearm onto those. 3 deep full rounds of breath. Just one more here. And then begin to rise all the way back up. Alright, both legs in together. And then you'll come back towards the top of your mat. So, one more seated twist, then we'll call it a day. Bend your right knee, sole towards your groin. Either foot hangs out here, or you can bring it to the outside of your left leg. Right palm behind your right hip, lengthen through the left side. 2 options, you're either hugging your shin or tricep to the inside of your right thigh, and then twist. Gaze past the right shoulder. Keep the spinal column long, so notice if the low back is rounding. Scoot your right hand a little closer. Press, crown of the head reaches. And then quick counter twist, hands to the outside of your left hip. Bend to the elbows, drive your chest down, right sit bone lifts. And then back towards center, release the right leg. Switch. Bend your left knee, sole towards your groin. Either stay or left foot to the outside of your right thigh. Left hand behind your left hip, lengthen through the right. Either you're hugging your shin or right tricep to the inside of left thigh. Gaze past your left shoulder. And so continue to press the ground away from you. Feel the spinal rotation here. Gaze past the left shoulder if it's cool with your neck. And then release that. Both hands to the outside of your right hip. Soft bend to your elbows. Quick counter twist. And then release the left leg. Draw your hands towards your heart. Lift up. And then vertebra by vertebra, curl and lower. Use your low belly strength. Land your head at the very, very last moment. Nice. Release the arms all the way out. Set up for Shavasana, corpse pose, arms out, legs out, everything really, really heavy. And as always, seated meditation is also an option. So that works better for you, go for that. But not here for super, super long. Just give yourself the time, the space to rest, to be still. And when it's time, I will guide you out. So please enjoy.